I know we talked about it a little bit earlier in the year, but you playing on the left has gotten you an opportunity to play with Wilf a lot. Um, what's that partnership starting to develop been like?
Yeah, I think I touched on it a bit in the beginning. Playing with quality players, especially like Wolf, it makes the game so much easier. So for me, obviously we want to get him the ball. Players like Wolf and Pep and these guys the ball. So when they have the ball, for me, I just try to run off of them. And similar to the goal on the weekend, or sorry Wednesday, I gave him the ball, and I just knew if I made a run that he has the quality to find me.
It seemed like for Pep's second goal, you celebrated the assist almost more than he celebrated the goal himself. What was going through your mind there?
Yeah, to be honest, that was just the young energy kid in me. We were excited because we knew that that was a very important game for us, and to get the second goal would kind of give us a little more comfort in the game. So it was a good feeling.
I know when you got here, it was kind of in the middle of that stretch where there was a little bit of some home games, but what did it mean to kind of get an extended stay, an extended stretch of seeing what that atmosphere could be as a home player? I know you've seen it on the road.
Yeah, it meant a lot. Obviously, um, in recent years, playing here is always so tough with the fans and and everything. So now being here, it takes it's prideful to play here. The fans they're amazing, and playing here is always like it's like our fortress. So we kind of just talk before the game. When teams come here, it's not easy for them. Whether it's because of the turf or because of our fans or just because we're onto them 90 minutes. So I think the DC game was, a true showing of what we kind of want to do every home game.
You're no stranger to Derby games. You've been on both sides of the Eastern Canada Derby. What have folks told you about the Atlanta rivalry?
Yeah, they just said, it's a derby, and I think that's all they need to tell me. Like you said, I've played in derbies before, and I know how important it is for our fans. I've seen videos. I've also heard about how our fans travel and stuff. So this is kind of for the fans and for pride. But again, it's a week where we can take 9 points. So I think we're going into this derby game with full motivation, and we just want to continue climbing.
When Bill is on the right side, it kind of looks more like a build-up with three. How much more freedom is given to your role?
Yeah, I think with the gaffer, we try different things all the time. Sometimes when Nick's in, I slide in and Nick goes higher. But yeah, it's nice having freedom. But playing with Wilf, if he's inside, I'm outside. If he's outside, I'm inside. So it's just full credits to the coaching staff and the players around me. They give me confidence to kind of just play free.
I know that Almiron is somebody who is a very, very tough guy to stop from Atlanta, and he almost kind of plays unconventionally, like he's listed as a winger, but he roams everywhere. How challenging is that to make sure you have somebody like that accounted defensively?
Yeah, we're just going there full focus on their whole team. Obviously, Almiron's a good player, but yeah, we just want to kind of get back to last year being defensively solid, one of the best defensive teams in the league, and then our quality will show. And but yeah, we know it's going to be a tough game going to Atlanta, but we're fully ready and focused. And like I said, we just want to get back to the basics and do the basics really well, and I think our quality will show in the end.
Sam?
Hey, how you doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Can't complain. How's it been adjusting to your first team outside of Canada? I know you've been to a couple of community events with the Crown, and now you've gotten some big games at home. But what's the transition been like?
Yeah, it's been nice. Obviously, within the team, the groups, it's very easy to just come in and be comfortable. With all the guys have been nice with me, and then the older players have taken me in. But yeah, outside of the field, also I've been hanging out with a lot of the players. A lot of us live in the same building, so yeah, I'm loving America. The taxes aren't as high as Canada, so I can't complain.
And of course, playing for a football team, you get free health care anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So you got your third assist for the Crown on Wednesday. What has it been like being able to show off your game on box to box here?
Yeah, it's been enjoyable for me. I think, obviously, if you watch me play, I like to get forward. But I'm trying to focus more defensively because, like I said, I think if we get back to the basics defensively wise, I think our quality with the attackers we have will show, and then also my overlapping ability and stuff. So just trying to continue to work on my whole game, I think improves me going forward. I think Fuchs said it to me the other day. He said, when you're in a better position defensively, it actually helps you when you get the ball because you're in a better position than the opposition. And I think that just is going through my head the whole game.
On Wednesday night, we saw Wilf distribute to you. You get it to Pep. How has it been working with both Pep and Wilf as two people who are known as pretty great playmakers?
Yeah, it's been exciting. I think playing with great players, when you go into a game, you're always confident that they're going to do something, and I think that's kind of what's been showing as of late and kind of all season since I've got here. It's either Pep scoring, Pep's assisting, or Wilf's beating someone 1v1 scoring or assisting, and I think it's a good feeling, especially as a defender or a fullback. And like I said, it just makes me want to take care of my job more defensively, knowing that they're going to produce something going forward.
How important is it for you to perform well during the stretch going into Leagues Cup, knowing that Nathan, Suleiman are going to be back on the training pitch, and there's going to be a lot more competition for backline minutes?
Yeah, it's very important. I think we're super excited to have those guys back. I think Nate's already around the group, and you can see how much he uplifts the group just with his energy. So, yeah, it'll be great to have them back and to learn. I think as a young guy, I'm always trying to improve every day, and whoever it is, whether it's a young guy I'm competing with or an older guy, I'm always competing and just trying to get better. So I don't really look at it like that. I kind of look at it like, we're happy to have them back, and I think it will push all of us, and it will make us a better team at the end of the day.
And finally, for me, obviously, a couple years ago, you had a pretty serious injury that you've been recovering from. Have you had any conversations with Westy, who has had a second career renaissance since coming here, recovering from the injury, being able to really show his quality?
No, not really. I didn't know he had injuries. Well, obviously I did, but I didn't know what kind of injuries. But yeah, I got over them. I think, the rehab I did in the off seasons, I think it happened 3 years ago. So I think I'm finally starting to feel like myself, which is good because it's always tough when you have a knee injury, especially at such a young age. So yeah, I'm fully motivated, and I feel like I'm healthy and young.
Awesome. Well, cheers. Best of luck in Atlanta.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Go ahead, Steve.
Good morning, Jack.
Good morning.
Most people in their careers and in their work don't have the chance to either be roundly supported by thousands of fans or booed by them, unless you're pretty much an athlete or a politician these days. So if you could speak specifically to what it is about a positive home crowd, or why Charlotte, when you go into a hostile arena, what makes it difficult when the fans are as motivated as Charlotte is, and how that works for you, when they're behind you?
Yeah, I think it just gives us motivation, and it's another reason that we want to win. Obviously when you have 20, 30,000 fans, I think for example, the DC game, I think the first play we almost scored and we heard them, roar. So I think it just gives you extra motivation. And yeah, like I said, they're passionate fans, and they're here win or lose every game, and they're also here for the whole 90 minutes. So it's kind of in a way just, we want to pay back. We want to give them payback because we know they spend their hard-earned money to come watch us. So the least we can do is give it our all for 90 minutes and kind of just show up for them.
And when you're on the road, last year, probably around 2,000 Charlotte fans made the trip to Atlanta, and they were very, very loud up in the corner of the stadium. Is that something when you're on the road, and Charlotte fans have traveled to away games this year, do you find them there? Do you hear them?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I think almost every away game I've played here so far, I've seen Charlotte fans, and like I said, we take it with pride. We give them applause before and after the game, because I think it's important. And especially if you're traveling so far, wasting your time, spending your money to come watch us. Like I said, it's the least we can do to work, and I think we all acknowledge that. And a big part of our conversations we have before or after the game. The gaff always seems to kind of implement them and talk about them.
And just wondering, because given your youth, or who's a player or players that you've looked to model your game after?
Yeah, obviously Ronaldo's like my idol, but I'm not really a forward anymore as like I was when I was like 10 years old. So yeah, I kind of like Alphonso Davies maybe. You know, he's Canadian and he's similar to my position, and I've trained with him a few times. But yeah, on the team, Nate obviously had a top career, so he's already kind of being my mentor and teaching me things. So like I said, we're very excited to have him back with the group.
Has it been special having a Canadian like Alfonso, be so recognized on a global basis as, and at times discussed as the best in his position in the world?
Yeah, of course. I think, especially with the World Cup coming next year, it gives kids like me, hope, and in a way, it gives us confidence that if he can do it, why can't we? So I think he's kind of like building a pathway for young kids and for our Canada, for our country, and he's putting us in a way on the map. So yeah, we're super proud of him, and for anyone, we just want to become successful and make the World Cup team, and we can dream because we see Alphonso Davies did it.
Are you still are you in discussions or contact with Canada about the national team pool at this point?
Yeah, of course. That's a dream of mine. The camps, I get the emails and stuff for the 60-man squad, so I just got to keep going, and hopefully I'll be on the team, which is a dream, and to play in front of my family in the World Cup would be the best feeling ever.
No, wish you luck with that. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate it.
Jack, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.